Tuesday, June 16th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at Fanduel. I'm your host today, Jay Scuba, alongside my producer for the next hour and a bit, Mike Bennett, working his way behind the boards. We're going to talk to Drew in just a second with some World Cup action that we'll get into. But before, literally the minute before we went to air, we have to get into this. The Leafs just traded two players to Philadelphia. It was Joseph Woll and Simon Benoit to the Flyers for Samuel Ersson, Emile Andre, and a third-round pick. And when I say this deal makes absolutely no sense for the Leafs, I mean that. I looked at that and I was scratching my head. I really don't understand why the Leafs would ever do this. I really don't. You're trading Joseph Woll at essentially his lowest value, coming off a World Championship where he got absolutely smoked. Last year he was dealing with injury. I don't think Joseph Woll is as bad of a goalie as he is perceived to be right now because of how he's played over the last year and a bit. On top of that, you get Samuel Ersson back, who is an RFA. You're probably going to have to pay relatively the same amount or similar to what you had Joseph Woll for at around $3.3 million. Ersson, if I had to guess, is an RFA. I believe he made $1.4 million last year, so he's either going to make that or a little bit more. You can move off Simon Benoit, who, listen, some people don't like Simon Benoit, but if our goal is to, compete over the next 2 years, which is essentially our window with Austin Matthews with how long his contract is remaining, that's not the guy you want to get rid of. I get people don't like his style of play, but in the playoffs, a guy like that who can clear the front of the net, is good at defending the line, and is just essentially glass out, is perfectly fine as a sixth defenseman. Instead, on the way back, you get what's this? I got to look up this guy's name. Give me 1 second here. Emile Andre, who, by all accounts, I have not watched him play, so I'm not going to formulate an opinion on it, but he's a 5'9" left-handed defenseman who doesn't score points. So what is his role on this team? Is your plan to move off of Riley and get this guy as a power play switcher? I don't see him scoring points. I obviously have to do a deeper dive on this guy. I literally just went to air. We just got this trade, but I just don't understand this. And you also get a third-round pick in the upcoming draft. The third-round pick is almost nothing to me. If you were to break this up for Joseph Woll, for Samuel Ersson, and then Simon Benoit for Emile Andre in a third-round pick, you could have gone much, much more if you traded both these players at the deadline last year. And I get it. You can't say that because Brad Treliving was his GM. You have a new regime in place right now. But, my God, I just don't understand why you would do this deal. This deal is just so confusing to me. It really is. I hope there's bigger things coming. If not, oof. Awful. Anyways, enough Toronto Talk Radio. Apologies to the people who joined and want to talk World Cup. We'll get into that in just a second. But before we do that, got to talk about the Super Sub boost, which is available on FanDuel. It's actually not a boost. It's a promotion. It's actually one of my favorite promotions out there right now because on the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is absolutely just changing the game. Sometimes your player gets subbed off. And when that happens on FanDuel, your bet goes with them. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet, it stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitution. If your guy gets hurt, if your guy gets subbed off in the 60th, if your guy gets subbed off in the 90th, that bet will continue. We almost saw it yesterday with Romelu Lukaku subbing in, scoring almost instantly, but FIFA credited as an own goal. Shoot. Would have been sweet, though. And I'm sure there's angles you can find with this. I'm positive. You just got to do a little digging, do a little bit of clicking. All right. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/forwardprogress to get started right now. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas and affiliates, Kansas Casino, 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 100 My Reset. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit gamblinghelp.ma.org or call 1-800-375-0500 for 24/7 support. Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 1-877-770-7867 in Louisiana. This show is going to be a shorter show today. Drew's going to come on. We're going to talk some World Cup. It's only going to be about 30 minutes because right after this, 1 p.m. Eastern time, we got the U.S. Open golf betting extravaganza. So if you're watching this after the fact and you haven't checked out the extravaganza, please feel free to do so. All right. Let's get into our first guest and our only guest of the day. He is the greatest bottom-up wine expert on gambling Twitter, an NFL, NBA, tennis handicap. We're going to throw in soccer in there as well because it's the World Cup. Betting analyst for NBC Sports Bet, co-host of the Deep Dive podcast, Drew Dinsick, a.k.a. the Whale Capper. Drew, how's it going?
Oh, it's going well, man. Appreciate the kind words, and yeah, the World Cup comes around and it completely takes over my life. I've watched, I think, I'm going to say 92% of the action so far. Very little of it has not been of interest to me, and yeah, it's a slow burn. I mean, the fact that we're still not through match day one, I haven't entirely adjusted to this format with all of these teams, but I think the action so far has been pretty outstanding, and obviously the fact that you have this perfect mix of all of these hungry teams who have a little bit more continuity, a little bit more kind of playing together as a team, taking on the teams we expect to be chasing a championship, and they're at different stages of their progression is made for this round one to be really, really fun and exciting.
Absolutely. And I think you nailed it, because I think the big sentiment coming in was the too many teams in, it's going to lower the quality of play, but it's almost like the inverse is happening, where like the better teams, they don't really care about the group stages. The worst teams, they're fighting. I didn't realize this before the tournament, but on Twitter I see that these lower seeded teams, these teams that aren't as great, are actually fighting for like dollars. Like they can get more money if they do advance, and where they finish in the group stage is relative to that. So there's a lot to fight for these lower seed teams. Also, like you said, like the crash course of all the matches happening at once is like, I'm okay if the quality is like slightly worse on some of these games. If we mean just like this many more games, and maybe I'm like the perfect like puppet for FIFA in saying that. But yeah, like 4 games a day is incredible. And then I saw on the last for game 3 of match day, or match day 3, I think there's gonna be 8 games a day, which is gonna be like absolute bedlam. It's gonna be incredible. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, nothing, we don't really know anything, even with all of the results we've got so far too, which is pretty exciting. And that cuts both ways, right? Like you would like a result like Cape Verde, Spain yesterday, Cabo Verde. You would like a result like that to put Spain in jeopardy. They are, I believe, like minus 350 still to win their group, which is hilarious. So yeah, minus 350 to win their group and minus infinity to advance still, despite drawing Cabo Verde.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there, but it could really hurt them in terms of like who they get drawn in the round of 32. So maybe they get punished in that sense.
I mean, minus 350 to win still.
I know.
They could end up on the top of the draw in their preferential spot. But no, I mean, I think, I guess, kind of broad takeaways, and then talk about the what we think happens from here.
Yeah,
does that sound fair?
Let's go. Go.
I'm surprised that there hasn't been much market activity in favor of England. And the reason I say that is Mexico doesn't look very good. And the big question about England was, they got a tough little match looming in the round of 16. They got to go to Mexico City and beat Mexico. Well, if this Mexico team shows up, then they're going to beat them without much of a sweat in Mexico City. They then go to Miami to take on the likely winner of Group C, which we thought was going to be Brazil, but might be Morocco. If it is Brazil, that doesn't look as spooky or as intimidating now. So I think the idea of, or at least, this is maybe me challenging my own narrative here, but, I thought England was going to have a little bit of, they could have limped their way into the semifinals and take on a fresher Argentina team. Now it kind of looks like their path might be pretty soft if it breaks the way it's expected to here. So no action so far in England, and I guess mostly just because we haven't seen them play yet. But I don't know, man. I'm exposed to England making a deep run in this tournament, and I'm staring at that price, waiting for it to move.
Yeah, the only thing that I know about England is that they play similarly to Arsenal, which is what everyone's been saying. And it's like, as a team that's so heavily favored to like make it this far in the tournament, that scares me with that style of play. Like you can almost lull yourself into draws, into the knockout stage, lull yourself into like penalties, which is just, you don't want to be in that coin flip scenario when you're the better team.
It's fair. That's fair. They're not going to concede, but
that's true.
Are they going to convert? These are reasonable questions still, and I think so far all of the questions we had about the kind of major contenders have just been sort of reinforced with what we've seen so far.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I think I think Belgium's a great place to start. It's like we've been lulled into Belgium for like 12 years. It's like we can't quit this team. And they just keep letting us down. Like, what are we doing?
They were lucky to get a result there.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Egypt. I thought Egypt was coming away 2-1, and that was pretty. That was a pretty unlucky own goal from Hanny, and then Egypt had some absolute cracking chances in the second half to get the decider, but not to be. I mean, Belgium looks weak, and I'm surprised they're still favored, honestly, with what we know about how competitive that group is. Belgium -175 doesn't feel like a good price. I'm kind of tempted at Egypt +275. I think both Iran and New Zealand, the fact that they each conceded as softly as they did, means that it's going to be kind of who can put together clean sheets and deliver some finishing class between Egypt and Belgium against those two competitors. And I would rate Egypt higher right now. So I'm inclined to take a little bit of Egypt at +275 to win Group G.
I love that. Take a little bit of Egypt +275 to win Group G. Let's continue on with like the teams that are, I don't want to call them powerhouses because I don't really know if Netherlands really fell into that category. They were sort of like the back end of the powerhouses in Netherlands, but like they didn't look too great either against dropping a tie to Japan here. The Dutch sort of felt like a mess in that game. Crazy that Japan ends up tying it up with a header. Like when you look at the height difference between the teams, I thought Japan was like beating their head against a brick wall trying to get so many crosses into the box, and like they just complete height disadvantage. But they ended up drawing there. Sweden, I don't know what to make of Sweden because Tunisia was such a mess. I don't know if you saw like there was like a big thread on Twitter. Someone who supports Tunisia explained why the coach got fired. Essentially, the way that they were playing just didn't match the type of players that they brought in. They started like no attacking players at all. I think they were like starting a center defensive mid at striker. I have no idea why that was happening. So what do you make of Group F with like sort of the parity of things right now?
I mean, I think all three come through. Tunisia is going home. Maybe the only conclusions you can draw with all of the football we've watched so far is that Curacao and Tunisia are eliminated. I don't think either one realistically is going to get a result, and if they do, they're not going to have enough points to be third place, top 8. So, that everybody else is, even South Africa, I think, is still like there's a glimmer of hope that you could find your way into that field of 32, but it's not happening for Tunisia, and I think the rest of that group looks pretty likely to advance. Just what order do they advance in is a big question. Netherlands, I thought there were some questions about their manager and how tactically sound he was going to be, and his decision to sub into pay at the end was obviously critically, a critical self-own that opened the door, I thought, for Japan to equalize. Sweden, I don't think is as good as their result, but who cares? They banked a 4-goal +4 differential. Like they're going through. So like one win and a +4, Sweden is through. They could go through third, and that wouldn't surprise me because I don't think they're especially good. I think they were just in the right place against the right opponent. My gut is that the Netherlands and Japan will do similar things to Tunisia, maybe not to the tune of 5-1, but I think it's going to come down to goal difference between Japan and the Netherlands to win Group F, and I don't have a strong lean there. Maybe Japan being a little bit more, kind of cohesive as a team gets them a small edge against the Netherlands in that head-to-head.
Yeah, I think that's a great analysis there. I wonder, someone mentioned this in the chat. I was thinking the same thing, like a new coach bounce for Tunisia. Maybe like we don't really know what to make of this team. Like who knows? Like genuinely from that Twitter thread I saw. Oh my goodness! Like it was just such a head scratcher into what like the manager's doing. Some guy said that like this is, you wouldn't even get this in like a FIFA career mode. That's how bad it was. And I've done some pretty crazy stuff in career mode. I'm not gonna lie. In my days, I would do some crazy things. So there's that. Last thing I want to get on with the group stage and everything we've seen so far of the groups that have played every single game. USA looked, dare I say, incredible. Like, is that am I going too far in saying that? They just look cohesive. Pochettino looks like to have instilled some great tactics into the team. And then in that group as well, Turkey, who was like, some people expected to win that group and had a great shot to win that group, drops one to Australia, which was an absolute shocker. And I think that was like one of the only games I missed because I passed out on the couch. So talk me through
incredible goalkeeping from Australia. Got that that went home for them. I thought the Vozinha, the Cabo Verde goalkeeper, was the star of round one so far, but the Australian goalkeeper deserves his flowers as well. He was amazing. The United States victory over Paraguay was, I'm not going to read too much into it. It's fun and funny to be like, we're a truck, we're unstoppable, like new favorites, home favorites, like this is happening, I believe. Like the reality is the United States, we knew was going to be able to produce goals. We knew they were going to be an attacking side in this World Cup generally. We knew they had some questions and just a little bit of doubt about their ability to defend cleanly. And I thought that what you saw against Paraguay was a team that was up against a host nation that had a lot of energy and a great attacking form, and they delivered on that. And we still don't know about the quality of defense that the United States has. We're not going to figure it out against Australia. We're not going to figure it out against Turkey. It's going to really take till we get deeper into the group stage, I think, until we're going to know if they've figured out anything defensively to get to the last 16. Right now, it works out that they're going to likely face the third place team from Group B in the, I would say the United States have effectively won Group D. That's obviously far from over. They could lose to Australia and this flips on its head, and it'll sound stupid, but I think that minus 250, minus 300 is a reasonable price, and that's pretty much a done deal for USA to win Group D, which would put them up against third place team in Group B, which would actually be pretty fun if it's Canada. I think Canada is good enough to get out of third place and climb up into second, but maybe they're in third and we get USA Canada in the round of 32, which would be super fun. Canada doesn't have the attacking, I don't think, to really stress the United States defense. Winner of Group G would be potentially Team USA's second matchup in the round of 16. If that's Belgium does not have obviously the attacking quality that we thought they may. Egypt definitely does. So Egypt USA in the round of 32 round of 16 would be pretty fun and a true test of that USA defense. If they pass that test and they draw Spain in the round of the quarterfinal round, assuming at that point Spain's got their act together offensively, Yamal's back in kind of fit form, and assuming he doesn't get re-injured, and then it's probable that that's where the defense breaks down and they go out. So I would still say that the reasonable expectation for Team USA should be at this point reaching the round of 16. A good result would be a quarterfinal appearance. A disappointing result would be out in round of 32.
All right, Group D USA to win Group D. I'd love a Canada USA rematch. I'm not going to call it a rematch. Let's call it a revenge game for you guys beating us in the Olympics. Beating us in hockey in the Olympics. We can maybe take soccer from you guys. We're like careful with this Canada team. We are like a slow ball, but we are rolling down a hill. And when we get Davies back, and when we get Mbito, I don't even know if that's his name. If we get some players back, we might be live here. Anyways, before we close out here, any final thoughts on any futures before we get into the games for today?
I would support Egypt in Group G. I would support Switzerland in Group B. I know that not getting a win versus Qatar is pretty embarrassing, but the advanced data on the Swiss team, like, they were very, very good, and they just couldn't really find what they needed to in terms of finishing quality there. And the fact that you're getting them now at this relatively reduced price, and that Bosnia to me looked like a paper tiger. Switzerland, I think, is going to beat them pretty comfortably, and then it'll kind of come down to Switzerland, Canada for the group, in my opinion. And I think Switzerland's going to be pretty healthy favorites in that. So I don't mind Switzerland getting 2 wins from this point, and that being enough to win them Group B. It's minus 110 right now. It should probably be more like minus 140. That does stand out to me as a little bit of a low-hanging fruit spot. For your promotion today, for the super sub.
All right.
Thiago Almeida of Argentina. He's playing left winger, and in general is a goal scoring threat for Argentina. When he comes off, they will put in Nico Paz, who I think is going to be kind of their young leg super sub, who's going to take a lot of the free kicks for Argentina. So he's got a chance. I think that Almeida probably comes off around minute 66. Nico Paz on, and you got a decent chance with both of those guys, I think, to net a goal.
All right. Is Nico Paz available anytime goal scorer? Because sometimes when the lineups aren't announced yet, you can get the player available as an anytime goal scorer. Not available, unfortunately, but I've been trying to figure out someone to like do a parlay with, or they might start, and then you can like parlay them together. But Thiago Almeida plus 250 to score a goal, and Nico Paz with him subbing in.
They'll let you do that?
We'll talk
That's
later.
kind of nice.
We'll talk later.
That's kind of nice. That's kind
We'll
of
talk
nice.
later.
Yeah. That's solid.
Yeah. I'm trying to hit a unicorn of 2 players, but only 1
On
goal,
the
and
same
team total under 1.5. Team total under 1.5 goals. So there you go. I don't know if they'll allow you to do that. Anyways,
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. Let's move on to the match day today. Do you have any opinions on the France and Senegal game? This one's a lot of fun. A little bit of a backstory here. The Senegal, I believe the Senegal coach was on the bench the last time that France and Senegal faced off back in 2002, and Senegal won in that game. Maybe it's not the last time they faced off. The last time that Senegal won. This France team is a powerhouse. Scores a lot of goals. No,
are they?
No,
we'll find out.
All right.
They may grow into a powerhouse. I think that's kind of got to be everybody's mindset. Like the teams that we know or think are going to ultimately chase a championship, they're going to peak in the middle of July. They're not going to peak in the middle of June. Okay. And expecting France to come out of the gates like as clinical as the Germans, I think is unlikely. I mean, I think this is a good Senegal double chance. You get paid if Senegal winner if they tie. And I think just in general, France, I have huge questions about this midfield. In my opinion, both of the France World Cup where they won and then the France World Cup where they so close to winning in Qatar, I thought were both fueled by the actual best player on the field being Antoine Griezmann in the midfield, and a lot of what he did to set them up in key moments of the game. Really, I thought he was sort of the straw that stirred the drink. I now have questions about this midfield. The best of these players to me are more on the defensive side. Like France to me, I think is going to in general be difficult to score on. But I don't know that they're going to get Mbappe the service he needs to be, kind of an offensive machine in this one. Add to that, you've put a lot of miles on these, kind of young legs in the club, through the club circuit. And I think it's a pretty good recipe, I think, for France to look kind of, it's going to be the opposite of what we saw with Spain yesterday, where the Spain midfield just absolutely dominated possession, created opportunities no one could finish. To me, I think this is going to be more of like it's that they're just lacking a little bit of that cohesion in the midfield with these guys out there. Now they will grow into it, and I think we'll be better in a month's time. But Senegalese can snatch a point out of this matchup, and I played them double chance.
All right, Senegal double chance. Maybe the expectation is for the guy to step up. Is it Rabiot in the midfield? I guess I really don't know if he has the quality to do that and create for Mbappe and to promote the ball. But double chance on Fanduel is plus 170 for Senegal and draw. A lot of fun. Iraq, Norway. Any opinion on this game here? I took Erling Haaland, Golden Boot, because let's have some fun with it. Anything you like personally in this game here, or is this sort of one you're going to sit out? And
let's get started today.
Let's do it. Anytime.
My biggest skin in this entire tournament is Erling Haaland scoring goals. So
there we go.
I hope he does. I hope he gets a hat trick tonight or today, and I hope this is the start of a beautiful run for him, leading this golden generation of Team Norway.
All right, yeah, and the hat trick is 10-1, so I don't know if I would bet that right now. I think you'd just probably be better off taking the Golden Boot, maybe. But 10-1 to score a hat trick, and maybe he gets subbed off for Alexander Sorloth to start the match, and you can parlay those two things together for 18-1. But that's probably not going to happen.
No,
of course not. That's just a super sub joke here. But yes, Haaland score goal minus 170, first goal scorer plus 200 on FanDuel. Quickly, next game, Argentina, Algeria. You already gave us Thiago Almeida, anytime goal scorer with the super sub. Potential of Nico Paz. Anything you like in this game? Mahrez seems dangerous for this Algeria, sort of the heart and soul of their attack. Any magic here for Algeria?
I definitely think there's possibility. This is the same. I have the same feeling about Algeria as I do about Senegal, that there's definitely a world where they're alive to win or draw. So I took double chance with them as well. I think, I still think the world of Argentina as far as an underrated squad in this entire World Cup as far as championship equity goes. That's my only bet to reach the final and to win. I think ultimately they'll get there, but Algeria is a nasty matchup for them. I don't want to overstate this, but like South America kind of sucking. What's up with that? Are they South America overrated?
Maybe, but Joseph Myers mentioned in the chat. Have any of the real name teams played up to expectations yet, other than like Germany? But you can't really call it that. Like,
was that a Curacao thing or was that Germany? Right?
Yeah, that. Yeah. But also, like you mentioned, it feels like a lot of the teams are going to peak mid-tournament, right? Like that's what Spain. Obviously, they should have won that game. Like they should have been trying to win that game. But you have like two of your best players on the bench due to injury. Like you kind of want to rest these guys, keep them fresh for the most important game. So I think you're right in terms of like these better teams are going to look to peak and start, ascending in the round of 32. But maybe South America ain't it.
I don't know, man. South America, every South American team we've seen so far has underwhelmed. I think a lot of the North American teams besides USA have underwhelmed. The Asian teams are overperforming, which was not on my bingo card. I did not expect the Asian teams to look as strong as they have. Europe is just kind of doing their thing so far and playing for the second half of the playing for July, I think is really the answer. You want to be in your best form on July 14th and on July 19th, and that's how you win a World Cup title. So yeah, I think I don't know. I'm my antenna are up about what's going on with CONMEBOL and why their quality has been so far off. But every single South American team to perform so far has performed expectation, and I think that it's worth following.
All right, yeah, definitely going to keep an eye on that. Last game to talk about here, Austria, versus Jordan. Jordan's top goal scorer in qualifying is out, not playing. Austria seems like they can score. Arnautovic is a name that I remember, but he's 37 years old. Is he still a guy? Talk me through this one.
This has 0-0 draw potential, I think. Decent organization defensively for Jordan. Should be, this I think this is going to be the easiest one to, or this one's going to be the hardest to rewatch because it's going on in the middle of the night. If you want to watch it, you're going to have to get up early tomorrow morning and slog through it. It's probably going to be a 0-0 draw. Jordan double result as well.
All right, Jordan double result.
Double chance.
Sorry, double chance.
Sorry.
Jordan, all good. Jordan.
Got to get my parlance correct.
You're good. Jordan and draw plus 210 on FanDuel there. I feel like this is the perfect time, Drew, because you broke through every game. So we got to head out here in just a second. Let's bring up we have a little tournament going on here at the Hammer. What would we call it? A competition.
Hammer pick challenge.
Pick challenge, and you can see our picks for today here.
Let's do the leaderboard first.
I don't want to do the leaderboard. Let's just do the picks right now. Let's get picks right now and show Drew who I ended up picking for today. I took Austria and Jordan over 5.5 goals. So it sounds like I am absolutely cooked.
6 goals. Wow.
Yeah, I live in our Hammer Discord. I have a great time there. I always chatting with people. I said, guys, I'm down 2 units right now. We need to cook something up crazy to get a leg up on the competition. And this is what we came up with.
Hey, Austria beat Ghana 5-1 this year. So we've had a 6-goal Austria result.
There we go. Hopefully we can get Jordan to get those 6 goals though, so we can meet in the middle here and get the double chance.
3-3.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes,
3-3.
That's what we're looking for. Drew, appreciate you joining the show today. Appreciate you coming on. Apologies that honestly that wasn't even quick. That was pretty long, but every time I talk to you, time just flies. You're awesome at this stuff. So Drew, appreciate you joining the show. Hope you're having a great World Cup. We'll chat soon.
Best of luck, guys.
Great stuff there from Drew. As always, follow him on Twitter at whale_capper. Let's pull up the leaderboard now. To see that G-Stack has squeaked his way into first. I'm still kicking around there at the minus 2.6 U's. The question is, will Rob ever win a bet this World Cup? That is the question today. So, yeah, leaderboard stands as is. Joey Kanish greases his way to a draw. Should have never been a draw. Anyways, let's get into that's it. That's the rest of the show, because after this we have our Jeff on Golf US Open betting extravaganza. You're going to want to tune in. You'll be redirected live to the video right after this. It's going to be live at 1 p.m. Eastern time, so we're going to be live in about 30 minutes. Got some prep to do. Plus, on top of that, tomorrow we got some watch-alongs going on. We got one watch along going on. It's not some, but first up, Wednesday, join us, England, Croatia. Going to be an absolute banger of a game. Is that Luka Modric on the graphic? Is he playing in the tournament?
I believe Modric is playing.
I thought he retired from the national. If he's still playing, that is insane. This guy is an absolute stud. He's 40. Then we got USA and Australia, which actually is going to be a banger based on the results of the first games of the group stage. Absolute banger. That one will be at 2:50 p.m. Eastern time. But Wednesday, Friday, got tons of action going on here on the Hammer, so you're going to want to subscribe and make sure you ring that notification bell. We'll talk Brendan Sorsby tomorrow because there's a lot I want to talk there, but we don't have the time. Anyways, appreciate you guys tuning into a shorter show. Smash the like button, goes a long way here on the channel. If you're new to the channel as well, hit the subscribe button. Listen, if you're listening on podcast, do us a favor, rate 5 stars. And that's it. That wraps up today's show. Shout out to Drew. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to you guys. We'll see you guys on the US Open betting extravaganza. This has been the Tuesday, June 16th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at Fanduel. We'll see you guys right here tomorrow.